Okay, so I lived alone for about 6 years. And the entire time, I genuinely thought I had my money figured out. I had a budget. I tracked my spending in a little app. I felt responsible. I felt like an adult. And then, one night, kind of by accident, I added up something I had never once added up before. Not what I spent. I knew what I spent. I added up what I spent extra, the amount I paid, every single month, for the simple crime of running a whole household by myself, with nobody there to split it with. The number came out to around $10,000 a year, and honestly, it made me set the laptop down and go stand in my kitchen for a while, looking at my one set of dishes and my one chair, doing some quiet math about the last 6 years. So today, I want to take that number, the one I managed to ignore for 6 years straight, and draw it out for you. Not to scare you, not to sell you anything. Just so you can finally see the thing that has been hiding in plain sight on a bill you already pay. Because here's the thing, nobody ever hands you a bill that says singles tax across the bottom in red. There is no line item, and no scary email shows up. It just lives quietly inside your rent, inside your power bill, inside your groceries, inside all the little stuff a second person would have quietly covered half of. And because it never arrives as one big dramatic charge, it feels like nothing. $5 here, $40 there, a whole rent payment that somebody else would have cut clean in half. They slip right past you, month after month, year after year, until you line them up. So let me draw this out. The slow way, the way that actually makes it real. And honestly, a little hard to unsee. Here's a number that surprised me when I found it. According to Zillow data reported in early 2026, a person living alone pays roughly $10,470 more per year than someone splitting the same kind of place with a partner. They call it the singles tax, and the reason behind it is almost insultingly simple. One person is covering a price that was basically written for two. And look, in the expensive cities it goes from annoying to genuinely brutal. In New York, that solo premium runs around $23,400 a year. I want you to sit with that for a second. That is one person, in one apartment, paying about $23,400 in extra cost every year. Money that a couple in the exact same unit would have split right down the middle. And the thing is, you never feel it as a single decision. You did not sit down and choose to pay an extra 10 grand. You just signed a normal lease, in a normal apartment, like a normal person. And the tax came baked into the totally reasonable number on the page. Now, here's the part nobody runs. I want you to picture a room that was built to be heated by 2 people. It is the same square footage and the same thermostat, whether one person is inside it or 2. And the bill at the end of the month does not care either way. When 2 people share that room, they each pay half to stay warm. When one person lives there alone, the room does not shrink and the bill does not drop. You're heating a space built for 2 on a single paycheck. That is the singles tax in one sentence. And I think this is important. It is not a punishment. Nobody is targeting you. It is just a price that quietly assumed somebody would be standing next to you, splitting it. And when there isn't, you cover the whole thing by yourself, without anyone ever pointing it out. Okay, so let me actually bag and tag the pieces, because that lump number means nothing until you see what is stuffed inside it. Start with rent, because rent is the monster. The Bureau of Labor Statistics consumer spending data shows a single person spends about 23% more per head on housing than a married couple does, for the simple reason that there is nobody there to split the place with. one rent, one security deposit, one renewal letter that bumps the number up every single year, landing on one income instead of two. Then come the utilities: electric, gas, water, internet, that streaming bundle you forgot you had. Here is the trap with all of these. None of them cost half as much for one person. Your internet runs the same price whether one human streams on it or two. So a couple pays that identical total, and each of them quietly covers half. You cover the entire thing, and your bill looks exactly like theirs. Then groceries. And this one is genuinely sneaky. Everybody tells you to buy in bulk to save money. Great advice for more than one person. Buy in bulk for one. And half of that giant pack turns into a science experiment in the back of your fridge before you can finish it. The price per item on the shelf looks cheaper. The price per item you actually eat before it goes bad is not cheaper at all. So you either toss food or you buy the tiny overpriced single version. Either way, you walk out having paid the solo tax at the register. And then there is the part nobody warns you about. Cooking a real meal for exactly one person is a little depressing and a lot of effort. So on a quiet number of nights, you just order in instead. And the delivery fee, the service fee, and the tip all land on one tab. And it keeps going past the obvious stuff. Renter's insurance, one policy on one income, furnishing the whole place, every lamp and every couch and every pan, bought by one person instead of two people combining what they already owned. And then the scary one, when something breaks, when the car dies or the tooth needs a root canal or the layoff lands. A couple has two incomes to lean on while they figure it out. You have one. The emergency costs the same. The shock absorber is half the size. One rent, one electric bill, one sad little warehouse club membership you split with nobody. It adds up to about $10,000 a year for the privilege of never having to argue with anyone about the thermostat. So let me run this through some years, because a yearly number is easy to shrug off. A decade of it is not. Take that gap and call it $10,000 a year, just to keep the arithmetic clean. Now, I am not going to pretend you can magically erase the whole thing, because you can't. And we are going to get to exactly why in a minute. But say you found a way to claw back even half of it, $5,000 a year, and say, instead of letting that $5,000 evaporate, you dropped it into a basic index fund, assuming something like an 8% average annual return. And I want to flag that out loud. 8% is an assumption, not a promise. Markets do whatever they feel like in any given year. Here is what patching half the leak looks like. After 10 years, that recovered $5,000 a year has grown to roughly $72,000. After 20 years, it is sitting at around $228,000. It is the same person, earning the same paycheck in the same city. The only thing that changed is that one day they noticed the leak and patched part of it. And if somehow you captured the entire gap, the full $10,000 a year, those numbers roughly double, around $144,000 at 10 years, around $457,000 at 20. From a bill you were already paying and never thought twice about. Small drawing, big number. And remember, that is the gentle national figure. Run this same math on a New York GAAP of $23,400, and the number at 20 years stops being a fun thought experiment and starts looking like an actual retirement. And look, this is not just something I sketched on a napkin and hoped was true. The Federal Reserve's 2022 survey of consumer finances found that coupled households, whether married or just living together, held a median net worth of about $316,000, while single households sat at about $74,000. That is more than 4 times the wealth. Now, I want to be honest with you, because I am not going to fudge this. That entire gap is not caused by the singles tax. A big piece of it is age and income, and the simple fact that 2 earners bring in more than 1. But some of it, a real and stubborn chunk of it, is exactly the thing we just drew. 1 household, 1 set of bills, 2 people feeding it, versus 1. Now here is the part I most want you to actually hear, because it is the whole reason I made this. This is not a verdict on your life. Being single is not a financial mistake. And honestly, this was never about whether being single is good or bad. It is about a price tag that nobody bothered to read to you out loud, because here is what the data quietly shows. This discount is not really a marriage discount. It is a cost-splitting discount. Those Federal Reserve numbers I just gave you threw married couples and unmarried couples who simply live together into the same bucket. No wedding required, no ring, no $34,000 reception, which, by the way, is roughly what the average US wedding ran in the most recent data. None of that is where the savings come from. The savings come from 2 people sharing 4 walls. A roommate captures most of it. A partner you never marry captures most of it. The math genuinely does not care about your relationship status. It only cares about how many people are splitting the bill. And before anyone thinks I am quietly nudging you to go run off and get married for the spreadsheet, let me be very clear that marriage runs its own tab. 2 high earners filing together can actually get hit with a tax penalty instead of a break. The average wedding starts you in a financial hole, and in recent surveys, most newlyweds took on at least some debt to throw it. And if a marriage ends, the cost of unwinding it can erase years of those tidy little savings in one shot. So no, the answer here is not get married. The answer is just to see the number clearly. So when somebody cheerfully tells you that 2 can live as cheaply as 1, look, I think that saying is flat out wrong. 2 people do not live as cheaply as 1, but 2 people living together absolutely live more cheaply than the same 2 people living apart. And that gap, that quiet, unglamorous gap, is the entire number we have been drawing this whole time. And honestly, once you can see it clearly, it stops being this heavy depressing fact and turns into something kind of useful. A number you can see is a number you can do something about. The only reason it has been winning for years is that it has been invisible. So we are about to make it very visible. So what do you actually do with all this? And I want to be crystal clear. This is not financial advice. And I am absolutely not telling you to get married or to grab the first roommate who answers your post. Personally, if it were me, I would not rearrange a single thing about my life just to chase this number. I would just want to see it first, with my eyes open. So start by running your own gap. Not Zillow's, not mine, yours. Pull up your actual rent and ask what exactly half of it would be. That one number is most of your personal singles tax, sitting right there in front of you. Then go find the splits that do not require another whole human living in your space. A family phone plan with people you actually trust. Sharing one streaming bundle with a sibling. Going in on the warehouse pack with a friend and dividing it in the parking lot like 2 reasonable adults. These sound almost too small to matter. They genuinely are not. It is the exact same cost-splitting trick, just pulled apart from living together. And then take whatever you claw back and actually move it somewhere that grows. Because money you save and then spend is not really saved. It just changed seats. Send it somewhere that compounds. And the leak you finally patched quietly becomes the thing you were trying to build all along. And one last thing, because I think it matters. Do not turn any of this into a reason to feel bad. The goal here was never guilt. It was leverage. You cannot patch a leak you refuse to look at. And now you're looking. That, honestly, is the entire win. So here is where I land on all of it. The real trap was never being single. The real trap is paying a price that was written for two people and never, not even once, running the number on it. That is the whole leak. That is the entire story. So the next time your rent renewal lands in your inbox and that little increase feels like nothing, do one thing before you sign. Cut the rent in half on paper. Look hard at the half you are covering. The half a second person would have quietly split with you. Sit with that for one honest second, because that half stops feeling like nothing the moment you draw it across 10 years. That's the only number that matters. I made a whole other video on the specific splits that save the most for the least amount of social awkwardness, and I think it pairs with this one perfectly. And if this made you quietly go check your own rent, then you already understand exactly what this channel is. Stick around. I will keep drawing these out for you.